Joey Ducat here from CSC Motorcycles, and in today's video, we're going to run you through on how to change your oil on your RX3 and RX4 adventure motorcycle. The RX3 and RX4 engines are very similar, and with the exception of the drain plug crush washer, all the parts needed are identical. On both motorcycles, you are required to change your oil at the first 500-mile service and every 2,500 miles thereafter. Now, shortening that interval and changing your oil more frequently will increase engine longevity. The engine's oil level can be checked with the oil sight glass window on the right side of the engine. Now, changing your oil is a messy job, so having things like gloves, cardboard, and shop rags will help keep yourself and your work area clean. All the parts we recommend you replace will be listed in the description below. Now, everyone has their preference in brand, but always use motorcycle-specific oil. It has a different additive package compared to automotive oil. Motorcycles generally rev higher and have engines that share the same oil with the clutch, engine, and transmission. 10W40 is considered the standard motorcycle oil weight, but if you're not going to be riding your motorcycle in freezing temperatures, 20W50 is okay for extra protection. It is advisable to refrain from using synthetic oil for at least 1,000 miles. This will ensure complete engine and transmission break-in.
Tools needed: 8mm wrench or socket, 17mm wrench or socket, a ratchet with a medium extension, a small flat screwdriver, needle nose pliers, a magnet, a clean funnel, drain pan, a large piece of cardboard, shop rags, solvent or brake parts cleaner, Teflon pipe dope, blue Loctite, eye protection, nitrile gloves. Parts needed: 2 quarts of motorcycle specific oil, oil filter, part number Z18-114. A 6-pack of oil filters is also available, part number CSC-1002. O-rings and drain plug crush washer. Now here's a breakdown of the parts and part numbers. The oil filter O-ring is Z18-115. The oil screen cap O-rings are Z17-106. And remember, you need 2 of them. The oil screens and O-rings are sold together, and the part number is Z17-107. Please note that you do not need to replace the screens every time, only replace them when they show damage. Here's where things get a little bit different. The RX4 and 2016 and later RX3 use the same large 16mm crush washer, and the part number is Z17-110A. The first model year 2015 RX3 uses a smaller 14mm crush washer, and the part number is Z17-110.
Pro tip:
Placing your motorcycle on a rear wheel stand will help with access.
First step, with an 8mm socket and ratchet, remove the skid plate. Place cardboard and drain pan under the engine. To aid in draining, remove the oil filler cap on the right side engine cover and place it in a clean, safe place. With a 17mm wrench or socket, carefully remove the drain bolt and crush washer. Now you may have to pick out the crush washer with a small screwdriver. There are 2 oil screens located on both sides of the engine. With a 17mm wrench or socket, remove the 2 oil screen caps. With needle nose pliers, pull out the oil screens. If screens or O-rings show damage, replace them with part number Z18-109. Remember, oil screens and O-rings are sold together. Behind the brake pedal, use an 8mm socket or wrench to remove the oil filter cap. There will be a spring behind the cover, so use caution not to lose the spring or drop it in the oil pan. Extract the oil filter with the magnet. You can also use the magnetic drain plug. Clean the oil screen, caps, filter cover, spring, and drain plug with solvent or brake parts cleaner, and inspect for damage. Remove and replace the O-rings on the screen cap and oil filter cover. Remove and replace the drain plug crush washer.
Pro tip.
Lightly use Teflon pipe dope on the threads of the drain plug to help prevent leaks.
Install drain plug and torque to 14 to 17 foot-pounds. With fresh oil, lubricate all the O-rings. Install the oil screens and caps. Pay close attention as they are directional, and verify their alignment inside the engine and inside the caps. The wider side goes inside and the narrow side goes toward the cap. Install the oil filter with the rubber open end toward the engine and the metal end facing out. With an 8mm wrench or socket, install the oil filter cap and spring. Take care not to over-tighten these bolts. Engine case bolts are easily stripped, hand-tied only, or 6 foot-pounds. Use solvent or brake parts cleaner to remove any oil residue on the engine and especially the exhaust pipe.
Pro tip.
Using blue Loctite on the skid plate bolts will help prevent them from backing out.
With an 8mm wrench or socket, install the skid plate. Using a clean funnel, fill the crankcase with the appropriate amount of oil. The RX3 takes 1.7 quarts and the RX4 takes 1.9 quarts. Now, find and replace the filler cap. Start and warm up the engine and inspect for leaks. Turn off the engine and keep the motorcycle balanced completely upright. Inspect and verify the oil level in the sight window. Add oil if needed, but do not overfill.
Pro tip again.
Remember, the oil level is checked after the bike is warmed up. And do not overfill your oil. Air is pumped on the top and bottom side of the piston, and overfilling your oil decreases the air volume displacement in the crankcase. You cannot compress fluid, and this increase in your crankcase may cause blown seals or gaskets.
Properly dispose of used oil. If done carefully, you'll make the best of a messy job.
Now, it's impossible for oil not to contact the exhaust pipe when draining. If oil residue is not cleaned up, there will be smoke.
All engines respond.
The intervals for oil changes on the RX3 and RX4 are at the first 500 miles and every 2,500 miles thereafter. Now, although very important, please keep in mind that scheduled maintenance is not just an oil change. Please refer to your owner's manual for the list of things that need to be inspected, adjusted, or replaced. For example, spoke maintenance, steering head adjustment, and spark plug replacement. If you have any requests for future tutorials, please leave them in the comments below. And again, thank you for watching and ride safe.